Hello and welcome to Everything to Guppy, the Binding of Isaac podcast that talks about every trinket in the Binding of Isaac series of video games. My name is Gary Butterfield, and with me as always is the rusted key to your rusted heart, Will Hughes.
Yeah, and we're gonna make some tea from a rusted root.
Ooh, I'm on my way. Let's do it.
On your way to Trinket Sunday.
Trinket Sunday.
Sunday, Monday,
Trinket.
days, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Trinket.
days, Thursday, Friday,
Trinket.
days.
No, Gary, I'm gonna say it. Trinket Sunday.
Trinket Sunday.
No, Gary. Gary.
It's hard to let go.
Today we're talking about Rusted Key.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not going to talk about it for very long.
Yeah, if you heard that allusion to rusted root, that's going to be the body of the episode. So if you're a rusted root fan,
Yeah.
buckle up.
I'll probably get into some Jamiroquai.
Sure. Because the rusted key increases the chances of finding keys in golden chests.
Yeah, it's good.
It is good. We don't have any other information other than that. We don't know how much it increases the chances.
Oh, Gary, it's Trinket ID 36.
Oh, okay, now we know. So let me just, and it says it feels lucky. When you pick it up, it is a rusted key, like of the classic kind.
I mean, that is some terrible art. That is some of the worst trinket art in this fucking game.
It looks like a sick unknown from Pokemon.
Kind of, or maybe you know what? If you tilt your head a little bit, it looks like maybe if E.T. was a baby in this.
Oh, it does look like a baby E.T. sprite.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I bet there is an E.T. baby in this. I never played co-op.
Oh, E.T. baby.
Fucking E.T.
I first of all, where does E.T. give birth from? Second of all, E.T. is disgusting on the face of it. You don't even need to make a baby-like version of E.T. to be disgusting.
Spoilers, he gives birth the same way that Genichiro gives birth at the end of Sekiro.
Man. Well, that I'd need to see. And he could make a big E.T. because he's got that long neck.
Yeah, no, yeah.
You know? Yeah.
That's when I did my Dread game this year.
Can you imagine summoning E.T. at the height of his powers? He just loves to fight.
You know, it would be a controversial, but I still think great boss fight.
It would be both of those things.
That was, but when I did my Dread game, I do Dread for my tabletop group every year. Mm-hmm. My favorite monster I came up with was the Eggman, which was something that infected people. Mm-hmm. And then their skull would get brittle like an eggshell, and if you looked, pieces would start coming off.
Ooh.
And if you looked in, you would see like a little, basically like Flea Man type guy looking out and just giggling.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with it.
Did you name it, or did they name it?
I named it.
I've been doing a campaign now where I've been introducing monsters, and because the players don't have a point of reference, I want them to name things.
Yeah, they don't have a monstrous manual to fall back on.
Yeah, there's no given name for these things. They could ask, but they haven't done very much of that. But they're not naming them either.
Yeah, have they named any of them Jeff?
No.
Jeff would be a good name for a monster.
Jeff would be a good name for a monster.
No one would ever see
or a
it
coworker.
Yeah. Well, what's the fucking difference, Gary?
I know.
Wait, I'm your coworker.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Gary, who's your favorite character from the Guilty Gear series?
I don't know if I know enough about that to fake anything.
I know is a character from that.
Oh, gotcha. Well, that seems like a good name. Thanks.
She's a rock and roll fetish witch.
Okay.
You know, because fighting games.
Yeah. Why that name though?
I don't fucking know, man. Do I look like Bob Guilty Gear?
No.
Welcome to Bob Guilty Gear. This is Bob Guilty Gear's Guilty Gear Emporium. You come down here, you're gonna get all the Guilty Gears you could ever want. You got Soul Bad Guy. You got yeah, we got
Bob, Mr. Bob.
Yeah. Sure. Just interrupt me on my fucking ad. That's fine.
Well, I'm here. I'm a customer, right?
Hi there, young man. You here to buy a Guilty Gear? You here to buy a Kai Kitski?
Well, I don't really like fighting games. Do you have
Kinski?
anything for me? Well, I would buy a Klaus Kinski.
Yeah. We got a fighting game where you can play as Klaus Kinski.
Oh, that's who are the other selectable characters now?
Werner Herzog, Rutger Hauer, R.I.P.
Sure.
Rest in power.
Does he have a ghost finisher now?
He sure does. That's his stand, which is something I have seen referenced on Twitter.
Okay. How many frame jabs does this game have?
Can I tell you? It's got infinite frame jabs.
Infinite frame jabs?
Yeah. We got all those BlazBlues in there, too. That's a hard one to say. BlazBlues and Guilty
Throw all the
Gears.
BlazBlues in there.
BlazBlues, Guilty Gears, and the whole Werner Herzog filmography. Jack
I love
Reacher's in this one.
How much?
$6.
$6.
$6 hairs.
$6 hairs. Well, would you take human hair?
Are you? No.
I've been told I'm a doll.
Well, then fair enough. Right. Anyway, come down to Bob Burger's Bag of the Beetleborg.
I'm here.
And the big bad Beetleborgs.
Sell me the fucking Beetleborg. I'm here. Give me the Klaus Kinski. Give me Klaus Kinski.
Give me that Klaus Kinski.
Give me that Klaus. Give me that Kinski. Gotta do the fit. Like, I mean, that's speaking of Sex Fest, but like changing the Ignition remix to Klaus Kinski is
this
a fun
is the remix
kid,
to Fitzcarraldo.
remix. Mix for Alto.
Mix for Oh man, do you ever go down to like the Mongolian barbecue and just get like a mixed Geraldo?
Oh, it's so good. They carve it right there.
Yeah.
You know?
Plus he self-oils.
Yeah. Very much so. Oh.
I was
not
going
quite
through
a scene.
What buddy?
I said not quite a scene.
No.
But
not coherent enough to be a scene.
No.
Sometimes I go back through all the people who have yelled at me on Twitter. Okay. And I was reminded of the guy who tweeted at Geraldo to let him know I had been unfair to Geraldo.
He's got to know. I got to tell the chief. Yeah. It's so funny to me that there are certain things I think that are part of like internet etiquette.
Yeah.
That I am really surprised that aren't just instinct from everyone.
Yeah, that aren't like part of people.
Yeah, like just the idea that like, oh yeah, like you just tattle, that's what you do. And people don't understand like why that sucks and have to have it explained to them. Like even people who mean well, like positive tattling also sucks. You know, if somebody's like, hey, I really like this video creator, and then you tag in that creator, that sucks.
Yeah, because if I wanted them to know how I felt about them,
I would have done it.
Tell them.
I also have the app button on my keyboard. I could have done that.
Gary, can I tell you something?
What's that?
A little mouse stole my app button.
Aw.
So I've got to copy and paste it from other places. So if people do that for me, they're doing me a huge favor, actually.
Is this viral marketing for your screenplay Nerd Mouse?
Yeah, Gary. Yeah. With a full Nerdcore soundtrack.
Oh, man.
It's the YA modern reboot of Red Ball.
Oh, my goodness.
Welcome to Red Ball Week here on Everything to Guppy.
Yeah.
You say Red Firewall?
Yeah.
I talked over it. It was a good joke.
Thank you. But I also like Red Ball Week.
Yeah.
As well. I'm more of a mouse guard guy.
Interesting. Like, I don't know. I read quite a few, Matameo. Love that little fucker.
Yeah.
And it taught the world about Stoets.
I like that part.
I'd like to buy the world a Stoet.
Glug, 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 glug.
Gary, don't drink the Stoet.
Well,
because if you cut its neck to get the blood, you're just going to have some sort of super boss pop out.
Drinking oatmeal Stoet. The result of a confusing typo. My buddy Derek was way into the Red Wall books, and I read the first one, but didn't like them so much. I think I need a comic to deal with mice.
Yeah.
Like deal with little animals doing stuff. I think I need to be in comic form.
You need more cuteness.
Yeah, I need to see the cuteness. I can just have the cuteness described to me.
If I'm being honest, they're fucking boring books.
Yeah, but I mean, they're just like, it's, that's what YA fantasy is for, right? Like, all the YA fantasy stuff I read is kind of boring. Not all of it, actually, but a good amount of it.
I'm pretty sure it's for people to turn into movies.
Yeah, I guess that's true, too. No.
Divergent, the
Insurgent series. Isn't that the new one, Divergent, called, like, Insurgent or something?
Absolutely. Gary, I want you to real quick
funny.
guess, how many Divergent movies did they make?
Is it 4?
I think it's 3, and then they were talking about no one went to see the third one.
Okay.
Which was Allegiant. It's
okay.
Divergent, Insurgent, Allegiant.
Good night.
And then and then the third one didn't do well enough, so like maybe we'll make it a TV show, and then they made it nothing.
Man, those Divergents.
I am number 4.
One of my favorite things about revisiting on cinema is just seeing how many absolute dipshit movies come out.
Yeah.
Like, just like, oh, like, that was a movie. Oh, that was a movie. Like, and it's a constant feeling of that.
My deep joy is the Maze Runner. Just as a series of titles. Gary, do you remember the titles on the Maze Runner films?
Certainly not.
So
Good thing you have screen share up so I can watch you look at them.
Yeah, so obviously we start with the Maze Runner.
Sure.
Then we move into the Maze Runner, the Scorch Trials.
I do remember the Scorch Trials.
And then, Gary, do you know what the third Maze Runner is called?
Well, you screen shared, so I do.
Oh, wait, am I screen sharing
didn't-
right now?
Yeah. That's
What?
a screenshot.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, hide your shame.
I didn't know. I didn't
Yeah,
know.
so many tabs open. Listeners, so many tabs.
Gary saw me Google how to make co-host stop doing George Lucas impression.
I know, but that's a good thing there's no solution for that. It's called the Death Cure.
It's called the fucking Death Cure.
Either way that goes is good. Like, either cures death or that is the cure.
Gary is now watching me try to figure out how to unscreen share.
Yeah, it's a trip, people. Just don't change the font. That's not going to do it.
This is the most anxious. There we go. Stop sharing. I found it.
Okay, go to a new thing and let me see if I can. Oh, there we go. It went away. It took a little delay though. I was really hoping that it didn't go like you thought it went away, and I was like, yeah. And then could do a Mothman prophecy at the end of the episode, like chapstick. Like, you could have.
Gary, can I be real with you for a second?
Sure.
This did bring up my deep-seated terror that someday someone's going to use my computer, type in my browser, and while they're typing it in, something will be suggested.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Well, I think about the text all the time because on my phone, I peruse porn sites.
Sure.
And every time I'm texting, I'm just like, yeah, we could do that, and it always wants me to say orgasm, and I'm like, well, I don't want to say orgasm there.
Gary, are you Googling just like orgasms?
No, but it is part of a more robust string of porn search terms.
Is it?
It can be.
Okay.
This is I wouldn't have guessed it, but this is the show where not only do you, but people listening are just absolutely gobsmacked by the idea that I am turned on by the sound of women enjoying themselves. And I went through my whole life thinking that was pretty normal. And the reaction in the Slack and everything is that it apparently is not normal.
I mean, there was a vocal 5% on your side.
I'm, to my 5%, I'm never going to forget you. To everybody else, try it. It's hot. But anyway, yeah, that search term thing. It was the reason why I would never let anyone borrow my phone.
Yeah.
Like I've had somebody come through and very well meaning and vetted them through, just kind of like through my instincts and been like, hey, can you send a text for me? Like my phone died and I need to get a ride. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't look like somebody's trying to scam me, just, and I'm like, okay. But I just do it. I never let them do it.
I was gonna say, or you just give them like the cat, like the opening, like, so you're gonna see a lot of stuff about screaming, slamming, jamma orgasms.
Yeah, just so you know, don't text anybody in Oregon. Don't text anybody about Oregon Energy.
Yeah, in Connecticut.
Yep. Nobody in Connecticut.
Yeah, don't.
I know, using like very like dismissive terms when you're doing your porn searches like that is very weird to me too. Like angry porn titles. I'll take screenshots of funny porn videos. The titles and send them to my buddy Derek when they get suggested. And I think I've told you this one before, but I'll tell you again.
That's Derek's wheelhouse.
That is
Redwall and porn.
Basically, never the twain shall meet. I think I've told you this one, but and
Sometimes
it's the porn title is a little bit racist, but it was Black Couple Wants Baby Badly, and it was just sex.
Yeah.
Oh. But it was just like ascribing the motivations and stuff to it that I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah, that's it. Like white couple had fight 2 hours ago.
Yeah, it's just kind of sad. Like, just two people going at it and, like, wants a baby badly.
And just, the only difference is at the end, she, like, curls up her knees.
Yeah, exactly. Does the midsummers herself after the load.
Boring movie.
Listeners, if you don't agree with Will, let him know. Sorry.
No,
please. Act of violence. Act of violence.
Act of violence. Gary, you'll notice I never actually talk about what I use for pornography, and that will continue.
That's probably a good idea. I feel like
it's a great idea, buddy. I've seen how it goes the other way.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, let me live as an example of what for you not to be, in general and listeners.
Yeah, you're like my dad in that way.
Yeah, I'm a negative example. Do not be like me.
But do like you.
Yeah, don't be like me. Unless you heard, perhaps, I live in a studio apartment.
Ooh, with
two windows.
The screens don't.
The screens don't lock in. Jealous listeners. One of my favorite things Cole ever said was somebody on a message board was talking about how we're elitist podcasters.
Uh-huh.
And I was talking to Cole about it, and he's like, do you want to see how I fucking live?
Yeah.
And I just like, that's always stuck with me. It's like, yeah, before, you get, say that we're too big for our britches.
That's a lovely sentiment. You should share it somewhere where Cole will ever hear it.
Oh, I guess that's true.
In his fucking life.
Yeah. Since Cole has vowed to die without ever listening to this show.
Good vow.
Good vow. Great vow. So patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv to support Cole, mostly. And ratings and reviews to support us. And that's about it.
Yeah. Gary, I had a fun time recording with you this week.
Was fun.
This was fun.
This was fun. I like these these week-long recording episodes.
Yeah, listeners, we're not going full marathon right now.
The most we ever do is 2 weeks, or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Most recording sessions, it's 2. Sometimes we like to treat ourselves to a 1-weeker.
Yeah. All right, and so like we say every week, I'm just going to sign off with a hearty, The Death Cure.
The Death Cure. The Scorched Trials.
Oh, they have a prequel called The Kill Order and The Fever Code.
Fever Code.
These are like a fucking Michael Crichton.
Is it really a fever code? You didn't just make up the fever code?
No, man, I wish I had. But no, the fever code is real.
No.
Oh, do you know what the evil organization in those books is called?
No.
It's literally called Wicked.
Ah, goodness. Good night.
Good night.
Both ways.